really sorry I didn't get this video out here over the weekend. I don't know what was wrong. I had some terrible stomach pains. Anyways, still was able to get through that, fortunately enough, and here I am today. You might notice a little bit of a change wearing. Let me show you. Leafs made the playoffs. So I went, well, I've had that jersey for a little while, but anyway, American friends down there might know who that is. I'm just saying, pretty happy for these young kids. They did a good job. I usually don't support the corporatocracy of our world, and the Maple Leafs are owned by a major fascist corporation. Unfortunately, that takes a lot of the joy out of it for me, as in most of our sporting things do. But it's still fun to watch. There's still a kid in every one of us, and I remember cheering for sports teams as a young boy, and I still do sometimes. So it's good to feel those types of feelings, I think, still. And I can do that without supporting them. So anyways, what am I doing right now? We've got a little quick video, a little bit about BaalBek, and very little bit about some of the cryptocurrency stuff that I've been into the last little while. Right now, I'm just going to do some neat facts about silver, what makes it unique, some of the reasons why we love it, and some of the reasons why it's a staple of humanity in trade and in industry. So basically its industrial uses are down to the chemical properties of the metal itself. And that silver is the highest electrical conductivity of any substance on Earth. Really don't need to say much more than that. Most people understand what the implications of that really are. We produce roughly 800 million ounces a year. I mean, it's shot up quite a bit around 2013, 2014 in there, and due to demand and the low prices. So, pardon me. They're able to use a lot more silver when the price is low, obviously. So, with all these industrial applications, it's tough. You know, you can see why they've been suppressing it so much, because, you know, simple things could really get out of hand as far as cost is concerned, depending on how much silver is inside of it. Now, most things, obviously, they don't use very much of it, so it's not too bad. But, you know, going forward, those types of things are most certainly going to affect the cost of certain things that contain the metal. And no doubt they would be looking for alternatives in certain things to make it feasible for them to produce. Now, most silver is really simply just a byproduct of other mining. Zinc, copper, gold, and lead are the four major mines, four major metals that are producing byproduct silver. Now, within each mining product requires a different chemical separation process. So if you're mining gold and then you're taking the silver, it's like a silver film almost that comes off on these electroplates. Excuse me. So they use different types of chemicals in each process. So whether it's lead or gold or zinc or copper, they are required to utilize different means of separating the silver properly from the medium that it's in. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they, and it also makes perfect sense that different types of chemicals would be used for different types of ores, because each metal, as we know, have unique properties and characteristics. So in order to safely extract both metals, you know, different types of acids definitely need to be used. Countless number of medical applications. The antibacterial properties of silver are fantastic. As most of you know, you can make colloidal silver on your own. Colloidal silver is good for doing things like disinfecting drinking water. So if you have like a rain barrel, 1 or 2 drops of colloidal silver in a 160-gallon rain barrel will disinfect it. If there's anything squirming around in there, that colloidal silver will take care of it within 24 hours. and then you can drink and survive if you need to. It's also good for, if you yourself are in a survival situation and have infections and things like that, you can use it to treat those types of things again, to as an emergency situation. Obviously, if your pharmacy's open, go there and get something. But these things are available, and it's not common knowledge that anyone can make these things very, very easily. So, but many other types of medical applications within, from surgeries to treatments and all kinds of wonderful things. And I think my favorite thing is going to become what we don't know yet, the undiscovered technologies that will require silver as humanity progresses towards the future that most of us envision. I don't know, my personal vision, like something like Star Trek anyway. God, it's got to get better, right? Let's try. Let me give you some some food replicators. Yeah. Of course, those types of things would just free the human race. So maybe we won't get those anytime soon, but it would be kind of cool to think that it's coming. So I think that silver as money and as a commodity is a bit of a gateway for the human race to free ourselves from all these tyranny and oppression that seem to be everywhere we look. Silver was already that for the original American Revolution. Silver was the people's money. Silver was the people's money in Roman times. So why should it be any different now? I guess the global population, you could argue. So it doesn't really help barter across the planet unless I can travel with it, which we know most of us are not able to just get up and go across the planet to barter for some goods. I mean, I'm not going to get on a boat to go buy some jerseys from China, but I will log into an online account and, maybe I could transfer some silver into a cryptocurrency. Anything that's free of central banking intervention, I think, is the way to go for humanity. And I hope I'm gaining some allies, definitely. As most of you know, that I am back at work now, and it's taken a toll to find the time to do videos and work and family as well. So I'm definitely going to be cutting back the total number of videos per week I do. And that's basically just because I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the best quality that I'm capable of doing. And part of that involves, upgrading some of my technology, which is happening soon. As soon as my paychecks become regular again, I will invest some of my money into proper webcam and microphone and that type of stuff, so that way I can share what I'm seeing on my screen with you better, and it can be much more interactive. And maybe I'm thinking about maybe doing like a Friday night after work, just blow off some steam. I'll probably make it like 18 plus, because when I'm blowing off steam, I like to get animated, and it can get pretty animated. So I think maybe some people might enjoy seeing that, but I also don't want to push people away by, I don't know, becoming vulgar and whatever might come out of my mouth when I'm venting and ranting. So let me know if you guys want to see me let loose once a week about anything, whatever happens to be on my mind, because I'd love to share some crazy stuff sometimes and my opinion about it. So anyways, I'm going to splice in the rest of these videos about the cryptocurrency, and one of my favorite sites is BaalBek in Lebanon, and I really hope that I get to go there one day. And I hope that maybe after you guys check this stuff out, that maybe you're going to want to go there too. So, as always, thank you all so much. Here it comes. I will talk to y'all soon. Oh, and hey, let's get to 250 subscribers so we can give this stuff away. It's the 1 ounce precious Monarch Precious Metals hand pour. So, anything we can do to spread the word, please do it. I have a really, really cool idea for 500 subs, so let's keep it going and enjoy the rest of the video. Hey everybody, so here to talk about BaalBek in Lebanon. Now, one of the reasons I chose this place is because it's proximity to a lot of the conflict that's going on right now. And there's a lot of really interesting sites in those areas. So BaalBek is one. And the reason that makes this a megalithic site is the fact that the stones here are on record as being the largest quarried stones in human history. And to date, there is nothing on Earth that can move these stones today. Nothing. Short of explosives. BaalBek is also one of the sites that contradicts modern quackademics. And by that I mean civilization, as we are told, evolved, progresses, and today we're now more advanced than civilizations of the past. However, the buildings on top of what's called the trilithon, the construction gets more and more crude as the layers progress. So you definitely didn't build the bottom of the structure after the top. So that tells us that the cultures that came after lost the knowledge. They didn't get smarter. They didn't advance. Culturally, they devolved. So that doesn't really jive with what archaeology says, right? Now, some of the sizes, currently they are attributed to the Romans and the Phoenicians. However, neither of these civilizations claim these things, and both civilizations were very proud and would have made an example if they had moved the largest stones quarried in the history of mankind. There's actually stones in other sites that are bigger than this now that haven't been acknowledged by mainstream archaeology, and I will share those with you too in the future. But this place has been studied by a lot of credible universities and stuff like that, who are supposedly, the leaders in archaeology. So the details of the measurements and of the site are all fairly well done anyways. I guess that's what they try to say with that. So the trilithon is made up is a portion of a wall that has these three massive stones in it, roughly 11 to 1,200 tons each. Recently, in 2014, they discovered another one in the quarry. There's actually three in the quarry as well, still, that were never moved, or in the process of, and then it just stopped being made. The largest one is crazy. It is 64 feet by 19 feet by 18 feet, and it weighs 1,650 tons. 1,650 tons. One piece of solid stone quarried. And some of these stones, they're not on the ground. They're in the middle of a megalithic wall. So, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. 1,650 tons. My house doesn't even weigh that much. There's a lot of things that don't weigh that much. So some of the history of the area anyways, at least culturally, rulers and dynasties have moved in and out of the area, such as the Phoenicians, like I mentioned, the Ptolemies, the Greek Egyptian descendants of Alexander, the Roman and Seleucids, all had major structures and contributions to the site. You can see there's all kinds of different temples that have been built around there. And that's all been very well documented as well. The name loosely means god of the Bekaa Valley, or god of the town. And they believe that most of the temples on top originated around 324 BC. But that's conservative. They're pretty sure that the big stuff on the bottom is a little bit older than that, quite a bit older than that. The Phoenicians have a god named the name of Baal, which is basically the evolution of Zeus from the precursors to the Phoenicians, which was the Ptolemies, who incorporated the Egyptian religion with the Greek mythology. That's what the whole thing, Alexander, the Ptolemies, right? So some theories suggest that they could have been built by King Solomon, and there's biblical reference that 1 Kings 9:17-19. I'll have a link there for that if you guys want to check that out as well. But basically it says that it refers to Solomon building Baaloth and Tadmor in the wilderness, with Baaloth being equated to BaalBek, modern BaalBek. So, I mean, that's really the only reference in ancient history that could possibly be to that city. And, I mean, the time of King Solomon, that's a long, long time ago. So it would be, it would make sense, though, I mean, because there's a lot of really amazing things that seem to have happened around then anyways. So, check out these links that I'm putting up here for this, because it's a really fascinating site. I'm sure you'll enjoy learning more about it, and it can start to open some doors because of the size of these things. And when you look at like machinery's load limits and stuff, there's nothing that can come close to this. And certainly nothing that's going to be able to put it, 30 to 40 feet up in the middle of a wall. So, I hope you guys check it out. Anyways, thanks for paying attention, learning a bit about it. So this is the very simple Microsoft app to mine some Bitcoin on a small scale that anybody can do from their home computer. Now, it's not going to get you rich off of Bitcoin, because it does, every 2 days you get about 5 cents worth of Bitcoin. However, what you can do with that 5 cents of Bitcoin, worth of Bitcoin, is you can go into the cryptocurrency markets through whatever type of hub or exchange, and you can purchase other types of cryptocurrencies that are very, very cheap. I mean, it's not a guaranteed thing that these things are going to work out, but at the same time, it's guaranteed that I'm going to be able to get some of them with a simple miner such as this. And then in the future, if these cryptocurrencies do go off, if some of them do, then, I just was able to get a bunch of them for free just by using this. Now, like I said, it's a Bitcoin miner, but I'm not using it to accumulate Bitcoin necessarily because of the price of Bitcoin. But it is very effective. I've been acquiring some Ripple because it's about 5 cents a coin. And I might get into some of the other ones soon too, just because, why not, right? As long as they're free, it can't hurt to own some of them. So, I hope some of you guys are starting to look into these things. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm not an expert by any means, but I am starting to learn more and more every day. I do have some other friends of mine that are involved and have been a little bit longer than me, so I am able to bounce some ideas and suggestions off of them. And that's been invaluable to me as well as the information from them. So it's just, I feel it's really important, just like it is to prepare with silver or gold, and or like insurance for your car, these types of things. Shit could happen, and you want to be ready for all types of it. So I think that this is one good way to get out there and prepare yourself a little bit, at least for the financial storm that's coming. So I mean, let me know what you guys think. Anyways, I hope some people are really starting to consider this stuff. Anyways, because it could really change our world.